Hi everyone, welcome to another video today. Today we'll be talking about how to set action steps for hair length. Okay, so if your goal is hair length, what do you want to be doing? Okay, so first I would say that you should have an honest assessment of where your hair length is presently. Okay, like I said the last time, I presently have eyebrow length. Okay, so and my aspire and then when you know your present hair length, then you need to note down your aspired hair length. My aspired hair length is chin length, that is here. So you need to set that, put that in place. Okay, like I said before, you also need to make sure that you set a time frame that you want to achieve this. So my own time frame is by December. I want to get move from eyebrow length to chin length. Thank you. So if my goal is hair length, what are the things I need to put in place? What are the things I need to take note of? First, I'm going to say that you need to make sure that you are in line with your basic hair care practices, like washing your hair, deep conditioning, applying leave-in conditioning, spraying your hair daily. Make sure that you are in a protective style. Protective style can be braiding, twisting. You can even do twist outs, but do it in such a way that you know that when you want to sleep you can pack it, and so that your hair does not tangle up. Okay, so what are the things you should keep in mind? Okay, for if your goal is hair length, number one, I want you to keep in mind that whichever products you are going to be using in this season, everything is going to be targeted towards hair length. Number one, anything you are using for your deep conditioning, if you are doing a DIY deep conditioning, make sure that all your ingredients is targeted towards hair length. For instance, you have egg yolk, you have milk, you have which other ones for hair length? Even aloe vera works for hair length. Yeah, aloe vera works for hair length. Then you have rice water. Okay, you have there's fenugreek. Yes, there's fenugreek. There's this you know these zobo leaves. They are very good for hair length too. So depending, and then onions. Yes, onion water is very good for hair length. So depending on so for this season, since your goal is hair length, please make sure that every product you are using is targeted towards hair length. So for your deep conditioning DIY, everything you're going to be using is going to be hair length, but make sure that you make sure that whatever you're using for your DIY deep conditioning, the base is water. You have a water base and something that adds that locks in moisture in your hair, for instance honey, and then you can have a drops of oil in your DIY deep conditioning. Make sure that these things are there. So even if you are whichever you hair growth deep conditioning you are doing, make sure that you have something that locks in moisture and water. Okay. uh-huh. So also your products like your hair cream, make sure that it's something that is targeted towards hair growth. For instance, I would recommend this hair cream, hair wonder, and there's this Indian hemp hair cream, even TCB natural. Yeah, I presently use one. It's very good for hair growth. Okay, so also your hair oils, for instance your essential oils, make sure that you have essential oils that are targeted towards hair growth. Okay, so you want to be looking at peppermint oil, you want to be looking at tea tree, you want to be looking at there are other herbs too that are very good for hair growth. I can't even rosemary is good for hair growth. So and you want to make sure that you are using your essential oils in drops. Okay, please make sure that you use them in drops. Okay, so your leave-in conditioner, you want to make sure that your leave-in conditioner is a leave-in conditioner that is targeted towards hair growth, because they usually write it in all these products when you are buying. Even your if you want to buy store-bought deep conditioner, they will write in there for hair growth, hair repair, um deep moisturizing is always written there for all these products you are buying. So make sure that when you are buying them, you are checking that it is in line with your hair goal, which is length. Okay, so another thing you want to take note of is your detangling process. You want to make sure that you are detangling the right way. Please don't just get a comb and be yanking it through your hair. I know that we see a lot of videos online and they show you how they please, whenever you're detangling, please start with moisturizing your hair. The first step to detangling natural hair, this one that is on our head, not those ones you see online that they have looser textures. I'm talking about this one that is kinky. This one, start with moisturizing first, okay, before you detangle. So make sure that you're detangling correctly if your goal is hair length, because if you don't detangle correctly, you will end up your hair you will have hair breakage. You won't even notice it when your hair is growing. You will just keep saying that your hair is the same length for how many years, and it's not that your hair is not growing. It's just that you are cutting it off as soon as it's growing with the kind of method you are using to detangle your hair. So please make sure that you are detangling the right way. And when you are detangling, after moisturizing, please you can moisturize with your leave-in conditioner, or you can use your hairspray. So you start from the tip, you detangle the tip, then you work your way to the bottom, to through to the top like that. That's how you detangle. You don't just yank it from the bottom and go like that. No, take your time, be patient. When you are detangling, be patient, and it doesn't even take time. Just take your time and detangle it. You'll be glad that you did. And also make sure that you're using the right tools when you're detangling. Please, I want to stress this fact. Please use a white tooth comb. I know that we see a lot of comb online, depending on the texture of you see, all of us, though we are for type 4A, some people have type 4A, some people have type 4B, some people have type 4C, and the curls are looser in some particular types. So the detangling tools will be different. So you will see some combs that are like brush. You don't use that to detangle your hair if your hair is like this. At least for the first detangling process, you start with a white tooth comb. And also, if the fuller your hair gets and the longer your hair gets, the bigger your comb should get. I will repeat that. The longer your hair gets, the fuller your hair gets, the bigger your comb should be. Okay? So if my hair now, when I was growing my hair from a low cut, I was using something like this. Okay? Now that my hair has grown longer and is now fuller, I now use a bigger comb. I use a bigger comb. So because it makes the tangling easier for me. Now when you are done detangling the major detangling, you can now find a comb with a closer teeth, that the teeth is not as this wide, no, and not too small. Oh, just don't use all these picking comb. There's this particular comb they call picking comb. The teeth is very very tiny like this. Don't use that. Your hair is not relaxed, please. So what you are going to do is you find a teeth that is a bit smaller than this. Okay, so after your major detangling, you can now use something with a smaller teeth to just do it, like to just comb it, so that it has a smooth, like when you are combing, like there's no tangle at all. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so you need to make sure that the detangling process is right and your detangling tools are accurate. Please, very essential. Okay, so I want to say that also you need to take note of your styling method. When you are styling, please make sure that your styling is safe. So whoever is making your hair, make sure that whatever, like this hair now, this is not my hair, like this one is not my hair. So before attaching all of this, you can see they started with my hair first, and then they started adding the before they started adding the extensions. Okay, so whichever thing you want to use, even if it's just your hair, please make sure that it is not too tight. You can frown your face or whatever you want to do with it, and it's not tugging at your edges, so that you don't lose your edges by the time you are losing your hair. Okay, by the time you are done with the style, you won't lose your entire hair. Okay, so let's be sure that we are doing safe styling. Okay, and please cut back on it. If your goal is length, please cut back. Don't use too much. I'm not saying don't use it, but cut back on it, and make sure that when you are using it, use a heat protectant spray. Okay, so as much as possible, try to cut back on it. And please, if you are using a cutting comb, this one they use to section your hair, yes, make sure if you are using a wooden one, make sure that it is smooth. Okay, there's no rough wood anywhere, wood anything anywhere, that it is smooth. Okay, give it to the stylist. They have a way they usually use blade to like smoothing it out, so it is smooth. So it's not like they're trying to pull your hair. It is the part of the cotton comb is pulling another side of your hair like that. No, 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 no. Please make sure that and if you can opt for all these plastic ones. The plastic types, they also work. Okay, so make sure that you use appropriate tools. So somebody asked me a question. She said, how do I retain my hair length? So for instance, now you have a beautiful hair length, but then you are clueless on how to retain it. So I will say that, even in line with everything I've been saying since for a while now, you can pick out some things that you are supposed to work on. Okay, so I will say that you should also stick to appropriate hair tools. Make sure that you're using the appropriate hair tools, and you are consistent in your hair care practices. And you make sure that your hair care practices are good hair care practices. Don't Please don't use ash products. Don't use ash hair products. Don't use chemicals. Don't use too much heat, and make sure that when you are detangling, you detangle correctly. You understand? And whenever you put on styles that adjust your natural hair at night, please make sure that you twist or braid the tips of your hair, the ends of your hair, so that they don't tangle up. Because when they tangle up, it's difficult to detangle. Okay, and then over time, if you keep up doing that, you start having single stranded knots, and it's very hard to unravel single stranded knots because there's a lot of hair on your head, and you don't have all the time to start removing each single stranded knot. Okay, so please make sure that you stick to that. I think with that, you'll be all right to maintain your A length. Okay, so these are just general overviews of the kind of things you should keep in mind when setting your action steps. Okay, so we'll have more in-depth talks on what to do concerning hair length as time progresses. So please watch out for this space. We'll have more videos on hair length and the likes on this video on this channel. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your views. We are really, really grateful, and I'm sure that you are getting value. So thank you very much for your time. So see you soon. Bye.